holding the phone, but here are some things that I thought about while we were in the endless pause of darkness when my internet went out on my iPad. So we're coming in halfway. Some of you, I think, are just kind of joining. I was live a couple minutes ago, and then my iPad was being less than cooperative, so now I'm on my phone. Quick recap. Welcome to everyone who is here. I am looking at doing a book tasting with my 10th grade English students on day 2 of school. What I am getting at with this is that they are choosing a book for a genre-based book club. I don't really care that they're all reading the same book. I care that they're reading and that they like what they're reading, because we all know if kiddos like what they're reading, they're going to keep on reading it. So this tasting is to help them pick a genre, and I feel like on this day of class they really may or may not actually much better. Okay, good, Nicolas, merci. I feel like they may or may not leave with a book that day, or even like have chosen a title, but they'll at least have narrowed down what kind of a title that they're looking for, so that they'll have time to get their hands on it. And I'll talk about that one in just a sec. But basically what they're gonna get from me is like a half sheet, right, of 8.5 by 11, broken in half, portrait, sorry, I can't think. Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry about that. So what I'm looking at right now is like the menu that I'm going to be giving them. And it'll have at the top some criteria for like how a reader chooses a book, something like that. And then I'm gonna make it super kitschy and very thematic, because fun fact about me, I was a drama teacher because I have a master's degree in theater, and I'm an English teacher. So I'm a sucker for a theme and for glitter, just throwing that out there. Here's what I think kids are going to do. I'm going to have 10 different genres, 9 or 10 if I think of another one, for them to look at. And I'm going to check out a big old rack of books where I have like 7 to 10 for each genre. And they will have rotations of about 10 to 12 minutes where they visit only 4 different genres. I am going to be doing this whole entire thing twice during the year because they're going to have 2 different book clubs. I teach on a 4x4. Here, hold on one second. I have to now plug in my phone because nothing is going correctly for me right now. I just got the like low battery signal, and there's no way this is happening to me again. Okay, we're good. I teach on a 4x4, so I have 90-minute blocks, and I see kids 5 times a week, which I'm not quite used to. I used to teach on a traditional semester, traditional American semester system. So this will be the first time I've taught on quarters. And our quarters are 9 weeks. Our quarter is 9 weeks. So they will do 2 book clubs during the course, 1 per quarter. Because I only have, like, this course will only last 2 quarters. But anyways, they're going to see 4 different genres, 10 to 12 minutes each. They're going to look at least 3 books from each genre. So as I'm saying this little menu is now becoming like a trifold. It's going to get a bit bigger. Kids are probably going to get a full sheet. And they're going to be, like, filling out the tasting as they go. And then each book, I want them to look at 3 different things. The first is just like questions you would ask if you were going to start dating a person, or if you were to meet a new friend. Who are you? Where are you from? And how old are you? Like, when are you from? So that's kind of looking at the setting. And then who are you is just basically like, you know, what's it all about? What is the synopsis of this book, which they can get from the back cover. And then I really liked one of the suggestions from just a minute ago once I finally got my internet back, which was from Nicolas, merci. It was like the physical description. Like if you're thinking about being a teenager and you're just meeting somebody, you're going to look at their physical description. So their first impressions of the book are going to be like 3 bullet points from the cover. How many pages is it? What does it look like it's going to, like, does it look like it's going to be exciting? Does it look like it's going to be hard to get into? That kind of thing. Just 3 different bullet points on their first impressions of the book. And then the last thing I want them to do is read the first 3 pages and just tell me 1 sentence. What do you think? And I don't think I'm going to scaffold this a whole lot. I want to really know what they think. Like, if they just say this is boring, they shouldn't read that book. If they say I don't get it, well, then maybe that's something that I can press, because maybe it is just above their reading level and maybe it can push them a little bit, or maybe it's way too far. But I just really want to know their honest one sentence. Sorry about my handwriting. I'm looking through the viewfinder of my phone, or through the screen of my phone as I'm writing and filming at the same time, so it's getting a little weird. Very meta. Yeah, so for each book, I want kids to do these 3 things. And so these will be like almost fill in the blanks on a little menu. So if I have 3 of these for each genre and 4 genres, we're gonna need a bigger page. If we have here, let's just do it like this. Okay, let's make us a trifold. So this is actually a full page landscape. Oh, good gracious. Full page landscape, right? So maybe up here, if it like folds back and over, up here I've got like the criteria for choosing a good book, and then here I can have like the list of genres, so they know what they're getting themselves into. And then, oh, why am I such a ding dong? There's a back of the page, durr. So here I'll have genre 1 that they'll go and visit. Nope, nope. Nope. Yep, do you like this think aloud? I'm a little bit of a doo-doo. Okay, genre 1. And then they'll have to like fill in what it is. And then book 1, book 2, book 3. And in each of these, all of this, let's see what I can do. All of this is somehow gonna fit right there. So I'm gonna have to be crafty. I'm gonna have to like really, good thing my sister's a graphic designer. Am I right? She can help me make this work. And then it'll also be here, and it'll also be here. And then over here I will have, tell me if this is making sense. I feel like it is, but sometimes when people listen to me think aloud, they're like, wow, you should probably be institutionalized. So if this is on the front of an 8.5 by 11, then let's go this way, shall we? Oh, dinosaurs didn't read and now they're extinct. Oh, it makes sense to you? Okay, thank you. I'll take it, guys. Okay, let's do a teeny tiny version of the back. Yes, yes. Well, that's a really wide piece of paper, Marie. That doesn't work out at all. Okay. So here we have the front, like the little trifold, and on the back I'll have genre 4, right, with book 1, book 2, book 3, genre. Oh, thank you guys for your even if you're lying to me and telling me I make sense, just like, you know, give me chocolate and tell me I'm pretty. That's really all I need at this moment. Genre 4, who goes from 1 to 2 to 4? Holy Toledo. So I went to the beach with my husband and my kids earlier today, and I feel like the sun actually sucked out my brain. Okay, genre 4. Yep, 1, 2, 3. And then here I can have a whole section where they're like narrowing down their actual genre that they're going to pick on this very last little like panel of my folded whirligig. And if I do this right, I feel like this will be the front cover, and this will fold back and that will fold forward. So that means that this will be the back cover, if that also makes sense. Oh my gosh. You can see where I don't get my nails professionally painted, and so it kind of looks like I'm bleeding, but I painted my nails just because I knew I was going live, so you're welcome. So here I'm going to have a whole series of like narrowing questions. And then at the bottom, I want them to choose their genre and maybe their title. Question mark? So that's, oh, thank you, chocolate and I'm pretty. Oh my gosh, that's all I needed in life. So let's get back to, oh, the winner of the speed date. Yes, that's exactly what that's going to be. Winner. Like the winner's circle. Hold on. Oh, and this is so hard to do with my hand on the phone. Winner's circle. Okay, well, I'll know what that means, and you guys will know what that means later on, won't you? You guys can remind me what the heck I was talking about on here. So what I'm going to do is go to the library, like I said, of my school and pick up like actually 7 to 10 hard copy books. per genre. Then the other thing I'm going to do, because like any good English teacher, I'm going to keep doing my research. I'm also going to have a list for kids of ebooks. We're very lucky. So a list of available ebooks. My school has a really, or my district anyways, has a really expansive ebook availability from just our like district. Gosh, now I can't even talk. We have a subscription to like an ebook service. Yeah. So I'm going to have a list of available ebooks, just suggestions for each of these different genres, so that as kids are going through, I'm going to have them during this book tasting, looking at the genres and going from table to table, actually look at 3 physical books for the intents and purposes of this day. But let's say they get down to narrowing it down and they're trying to find who the winner is, right? Of like whatever genre and whatever title they want. And they're like, I don't know that I'm going to get into any of these books, but I really like dystopian society or dystopian world. Like I really like it, but I've already read Hunger Games and the ones that are available here in hard copy aren't really great. I'll have a list of available ebooks. Then kids are going to have exactly, after this book tasting, they're going to have 1 week. Can you guys hear my daughter screaming like a pterodactyl in the background? If you can, those are cries of joy, believe it or not. She's 2 years old, and yeah, that's my baby girl. They're going to have 1 week from the day of the tasting to get their hands on, to procure their book. Whoops. Oh, you can't hear her? Okay, well, let me tell you, she's putting on quite the show. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a ton of books in my classroom. We have these cool like carts that you can just wheel in, and I'm just gonna like lay them out on the tables and be like, with like a little sign that says like nonfiction, autobiography, biography, and then boom, and then kids can just grab one and they'll have that 10 to 12 minutes to go back and forth and do what they need to do for each book. And it'll probably be closer to like 12 or 15 minutes, to be completely honest, per genre, now that I'm thinking about what I'm asking them to do. Because I want to make sure that they're actually like reading the first 3 pages and looking at this kind of stuff. And then like all the books that I get will go back to the library because they're not actually mine. I know, doesn't this sound like a lot of fun to do? I'm super excited. And once I actually do it, once I make all of this stuff, I'll totally put it online and I'll do a blog post on it, and I'll make a bunch of these things available on like my Teachers Pay Teachers. But at least now that you've seen this, if you don't want to buy it, just make it yourself. Yes. So kids will have exactly a week from the day of our book tasting to procure a book. By that, I mean, if they're going to go and buy their own copy, because that would have been me. I like to be able to mark up my books. I would buy my own copy. Amazon will get there in a week, you know? If they are just going to the public library to check it out, they'll have a week. If they are finding it online in another way and they're getting a Kindle or whatever it is, they'll have a week to do so. And then that following Friday will be our first like book club meeting, and I'll give them time to start their book and we'll just get that all started. But I'm really excited about this. Those of you who are just joining, I'm going to do a quick overview. And those of you who have been here, tell me if I missed something. Here's what's happening. On my second day of school with my 10th grade English language arts classes, my kiddos are going to do a book tasting to try to find their, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Bestest discovery. Thank you. Just wait till you see me actually get teaching. I just sweat from like head to toe because I talk so fast and I get so like cuckoo noggin about it, and kids think I'm hilarious and scary all at the same time. We're doing genre-based book clubs because I don't care that they all read the same book. I care that they read and I care that they enjoy it. So I want them to find a genre that they're interested in, and they're going to have to choose from all 10. I'm going to do one more. Maybe this will be a little romance. Maybe I'll bring back my romance idea to choose from. And this whole day is trying to get them to find at least a genre. They will leave class knowing what genre they want to use for their book club, and hopefully they'll have a title. I'll have a ton of hard copy books in my classroom. I'll also have, per genre, a list of available ebooks through our library. But then, I mean, you know, Google's at their fingertips. So I feel like there are so many different things that they can find just looking. I was finding all these really cool services online for free for like YA literature where kids can get ebooks, and I just think it's so cool. Okay, so you just asked about short stories. I do a whole short story unit, but I think I might do one of the genres, and the second time I do this might be like a collection of short stories, and then another one, and then that might be paired up with like a collection of poetry or something like that. So you're asking about graphic novels. I'm going to include graphic novels within these. I feel like graphic novels aren't necessarily their own genre. They're their own like format, but they can be sci-fi, they can be mystery and suspense, they can be all these different things. And if a kid chooses a graphic novel, chances are they're going to finish it faster than a kid that's got, you know, a 400, 500 page like traditional novel, but then they pick up another one. Like, cool, pick up another one. I don't care. As long as you're reading every time you're supposed to be reading in class, as long as you're participating in your book club that way you're supposed to be participating, I want them to enjoy it. I don't want this to be like a pain in their butt, which part of it will, but whatever. So for each genre, kids are going to have, forget this, they're going to have 15 minutes. Let's take our time. They're going to have 15 minutes to check out 3 different books from the genre. They're going to be asking the book, like they're meeting a first date, who are you, where are you from, how old are you? So looking at the setting and looking at just like generally what it's about. They're going to look at their like first impressions of each book that they look at by marking down 3 bullet points, just looking at the cover and the physical description. How long is it? Does it like look interesting? I don't really know what they're going to say because they're the ones who are going to think it. Then the third thing they're going to do with each book is they're going to read the first 3 pages and they're going to write an honest 1-sentence, like stream of consciousness. What do you think? Finish page 3. What do you think? And they're going to do this for 12 books, 4 genres, 3 books each. They're going to get, this is my wacky, so my sister, I said before, in this live that she's a graphic designer. She's also going to be a first-year art teacher next year, and she's phenomenal. But like whenever I draw things, like she used to help me with my set designs when I was a drama teacher, I would like draw something and she would just literally like have to take the pencil and be like, just go sit down. And like she would draw it so that it actually had perspective and it looked correct. And I was like, oh, thanks, cool. So she's probably cringing when she looks at this. On the front, this is like a 8.5 by 11 turned landscape, and it's like accordion folded. So on the front, it's going to say, yay, book tasting. And then it's going to have some criteria on how to choose a book. And then a list of all the genres that they're looking at in class. Then the next 4 panels, this is the back, 3 and 4, are going to have all of this information for kids to write down for all 3 books. So I'm going to have to cram that in. But that's good. I don't want them writing, you know, novels about novels. And then on the last one, I'm going to have a series of kind of ways for them to decide which genre they're actually going to use, and then they'll tell me at the bottom what their genre is going to be, and if they know the title. And if they don't know the title, then they're going to need to know the title by the next week. And then we'll start our first book club. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited about this. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for sticking with me because I know my internet was being a turd. I do have the first video saved, and then I have this one, which I will save, and I will like splice it all together and put it on my YouTube channel. And I will announce on here when I do that. So if there's anything you missed, if there's anything you wanted to like look back at, and then all of the resources that I have mentioned, I will link down below of my YouTube video. Hey, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And I will see you next time. I'll totally keep you guys updated how it goes. I'm getting excited to go back into the classroom because it's awesome and I love it. And yeah, I love sharing what we do. I think it's the best way to connect with others. And like this, here, you should hug my face. So this is what I look like after the beach. This Instagram and like teacher tuber, just online social media teacher community, oh, I look so crazy, has reignited so much of the creativity and passion that I have for teaching and for teaching literature and for teaching all of these, like, I just can't thank you guys enough. So thank you for being here and encouraging me. And I'm so excited to share this stuff and to see, hopefully, if some of you do something like similar, will you tell me? Will you tag me? Will you show me? Okay. Have a wonderful Sunday.